Smart Cookies, and we're changing how people think about money. It started with us. Our bad spending habits and spiraling debt were a huge secret in our lives, until we turned to each other for help. We formed a money club, stopped hiding our problems, and started talking about our finances. Together, we came up with a plan and stuck to it. Each of us managed to turn things around. We're living our dreams without sacrificing what's important to us. And now, we're doing the same for others. In this episode, we put our rookies in the driver's seat as we go bumper to bumper with all the best advice when it comes to transportation. This expectant couple has a few months before their bundle of joy arrives.
You think it's gonna be a boy?
But we've only got 1 week to help drive them towards their dream. Natalie is an intensive care nurse and Eric teaches elementary school. Together they make about $7,000 a month. At least they do now before Natalie goes on maternity leave. Their dream? To buy a reliable vehicle that will fit their growing family. You see, Natalie and Eric haven't had much success with cars in the past.
My party van. Every month it kept breaking down.
Station wagon that needed a full transmission as soon as we drove away.
Red sports hatchback. The turbo went.
Now they don't want to repeat that history, and to afford their dream, they need about $650 a month. We're going to help them find that money. But first, we're going to help them find the right vehicle.
All right, let's check the car out.
Have a seat, see how it feels.
Looks like all these seats go down.
This one, babe. This is what I want right here.
I'm not sure if this is a family car.
Before their first test drive, we're going to get them started by helping them answer a very important question. How should they pay for the car?
Nice.
What do you think? Are you leaning towards leasing or buying?
I don't know. Buying maybe this time?
Feeling pretty conflicted about buying versus leasing right now. Definitely some advantages and disadvantages to both.
Because the Smart Cookies are all about saving money, let's tackle that lease or buy issue first.
What it means to lease is that you're essentially renting a car for a set period of time, typically 36 to 48 months.
The attractive part about a lease is that your monthly payments are always 30 to 60% lower than if you were to buy the car.
Most leases will restrict your driving between 24,000 kilometers and 15,000 miles per year.
You're charged the second you go over that mileage, usually 10 to 15 cents every mile or kilometer that you go over. And lastly, just because you're leasing your car does not mean you're off the hook for repairs.
It is possible to have a 4-year lease with a 3-year warranty on your vehicle. That means in your last year of driving, you could get dinged for any repair bills on a car you don't even own.
Ouch.
Taking advantage of those tips, Natalie and Eric have decided to buy. Because even though the payments will be higher, at least they'll own it in the end.
Well, I think we're leaning more towards buying than leasing now. Put the money towards buying a car. That would actually be a good investment for us. And
Save some money. Put the money towards the baby.
a real money sucker.
So with question 1 answered already, Natalie and Eric are ready to move on and find their perfect family vehicle. Meanwhile, this woman is looking to downsize her car.
I'm looking for something smaller, something that's good on gas, is going to reduce my carbon footprint, and something that's going to be fun.
Fun? That's right up our alley.
The Smart Cookies.
Robin and Sandra are showing Mary Jane 2 cars that are light on their carbon feet. By the end of the day, she will choose one.
Look at this. How cute is this?
This little car is a 2-seater diesel that burns about half the amount of fuel as a regular size economy car.
It does still produce the CO2 emissions, but just not as much as a regular vehicle would.
That's option number 1, the smart car, with its very efficient diesel engine. Now, a different kind of environmentally friendly car, the hybrid.
Do you know much about hybrids?
I've seen them around. Can't hear them, you can see them.
You can't hear them.
So time to take it for a test drive to see if this quiet car wins rave reviews.
Start her up.
Take my finger off. I can't hear anything. Isn't that neat?
Hybrid vehicles run off a combination of gas and electricity. The gas engine charges the battery, and when the battery has enough juice, it runs the car. In some places, governments give you up to $2,000 for purchasing an environmentally friendly car like this hybrid, which is helpful since hybrid sticker prices can average $5,000 to $10,000 more than a comparable regular car.
Brakes work.
And unlike conventional cars, they actually get better fuel consumption in the city than on the highway.
How cool is this, eh?
Back in the driveway,
You gotta like a convertible.
and then back in the driver's seat as Mary Jane takes this smart car for a spin.
Okay, let's go.
Like the hybrid, the smart car is environmentally efficient enough to qualify for government rebates. But even if you're not out shopping for a green vehicle, there are ways you can save money and help the environment. A well-tuned car uses an average of 9% less fuel. And keep up the pressure. You'll lose about 2% in fuel economy for every pound of tire pressure below your recommended level. Finally, slowing from 70 miles an hour to 55 can increase your miles per gallon by 15%. With the top down and the wind in her hair, Mary Jane's found a favorite.
Woohoo! Isn't this fun?
She's decided on the smart car. And truth be told, it's not just for the benefit of the environment.
Just in it for the fun. Isn't that awful?
Up next, we're about to get Natalie and Eric out of the showroom.
We've got a challenge for you.
How do you get a good deal from a used car salesman? That is a challenge.
And rockin' deals. We're gonna get this band to stop using Dad's convertible by helping them get a great price on a new car. Natalie and Eric are expecting a baby, and they want to drive it home in a great family car. It will cost them about $650 a month to do that. So we're going to help them find the best deal possible. And we've dealt with question number 1. Natalie and Eric have decided to buy. Now we're going to help them decide between new and used.
There are certainly advantages to buying new versus used. Usually for new vehicles, you can get cheaper financing, sometimes as low as 0%.
While it may cost less to finance, you'll be losing money fast, as new vehicles depreciate up to 40% in just a couple of years.
Check this car out, for instance. Last year's model, it's already depreciated by $5,000. So with a used car that's a couple years old, you'll still get great service out of it for thousands less.
Smart cookies lean towards used cars. They're almost always better value. But remember, Natalie and Eric have a bit of a history when it comes to pre-owned vehicles.
Every month they kept breaking down.
Needed a new transmission.
The turbo went.
So they're a little hesitant. Well, we think they just haven't learned the art of buying used. And we're about to help them do just that.
Hello. We've got a challenge for you.
Okay.
Yes, for the next couple of days, we want you guys to find the best deal that you can on a used family vehicle.
How do you get a good deal from a used car salesman? That is a challenge.
All right, here we go. That was so bad.
While Natalie and Eric begin their search for a used car, this band is looking to step into something brand new. Meet Brandon. He's the drummer and the only member of the group who's allowed behind the wheel.
I'm actually the only guy in the band with a license, so I have to drive them all around.
The problem is the tour bus is his dad's convertible. Clearly, he needs a more suitable road vehicle. And his mom wants it to be brand new for her peace of mind.
The boys need a new car, and they want to buy some old, thing off the sidewalk that's for $500. And we know that that car is not going to get them where they need to go. And most importantly, we want them to be safe.
But no one wants to pay top dollar.
Every time we bought a new car, we've always felt we could have done better.
So Sandra and Robin are helping them look for a new car. Or if Brandon gets his way, a new truck.
This is fun. I'm a big guy. I think I want a big truck.
A big truck with a big price tag. But here's a few ways they can start to chip away at it.
And the key isn't necessarily the sticker price on the window. You want to look at the invoice price.
The invoice price is how much the dealer paid for the car. And you can find that out by asking the sales associate or checking the internet.
Knowing the invoice price gives you more negotiation power, basically.
And often you can negotiate that price as well, because the dealer may have added incentives from the manufacturer built into the invoice price.
The factory incentives that are offered by the factory to the dealer are sometimes advertised, but sometimes they're not. So you always have to ask the dealer, are there any incentives that you're getting from the factory if I buy this car?
Freight and pre-delivery inspection, or PDI, are always on top of new car sticker prices. And they're negotiable too. And here's another tip. New models come out in September, knocking prices down on last year's cars.
I was surprised to find out that in September there's some good deals there as well, because that happens to be my birthday. So I might work that over with my dad and see what happens.
Cars that have spent more time on the lot often go for lower prices.
They'll want to get rid of that car a lot quicker, which means more savings for you.
It looks like they've arrived at something that can hold all of those instruments and the driver. Now, Brandon's ready to drive off the lot and pick up the band. And his parents are a little more prepared to pay for it.
We feel more confident in buying a new car now. We've learned a lot today.
Rock on! Just don't expect to find room for it in the garage. Natalie and Eric have begun their search to find a great used car at a great price. And we're stepping in to help. One of the ways to take out a lot of the risk, head to a reputable dealer.
There are definitely advantages of buying a used vehicle from a registered car lot. For one, you're protected in case the vehicle's been stolen or there's any outstanding liens or undeclared damages to the car. And oftentimes, you can get a limited warranty with your vehicle.
If we were going to buy a used car, I think I'd feel a lot more comfortable buying it from a dealer, especially with the options of the limited warranty.
And here's a few tips on other places you can look for a used car and save.
Rental car companies can be a great source of used vehicles. You just want to be aware that these cars have been driven by a high number of drivers, so the wear and tear and mileage are typically higher.
But they are well maintained compared to cars from privately owned sellers, but they could cost you a couple $1,000s more.
Car brokers are professionals who will do the legwork for you when it comes to buying a car.
Their fees typically range from $200 up to $1,000, depending on the type of car that you're looking for.
But the good news is they can get you a real deal compared to what you're going to get walking onto a dealership.
It looks like Natalie and Eric have found a vehicle that may just fit their family and their budget.
Hi!
It's time for a test drive.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Let's see how this thing handles.
It feels really large.
Nice big grips for my big hands. It's got a lot of power. Feels like a V6.
Eat up a lot of gas.
Yes.
But you can only learn so much from a test drive, especially with a used vehicle. The next step is to check out its history.
Okay, so you found a car that you guys like, and you've taken it for a test drive. Now let's find out a little bit more details on the car, the history. So you can contact your local insurance carrier, and for a small fee of about $20, all you need to do is give them the VIN number, which is the vehicle identification number, the make, the model, and the year of the car, and they'll be able to give you actually a full report on the vehicle.
So that's exactly what they did, getting some insight into the car's history. And so far, so good.
Okay, great. So the car is from out of province, but doesn't have any claims. Okay, thanks very much. Bye.
Phoning the insurance company was a great tip. I didn't know you could do that, and it was just so quick and easy.
Money
Sure,
well
why
spent.
not?
But no insurance claims doesn't guarantee the vehicle's in the best driving condition.
It's great to do an inspection yourself of the car, but ultimately you want to have a private mechanic come and look at the car. It'll be a small price up front, but it could save you a lot in the long run.
So with everything checked out, are Natalie and Eric ready to make an offer?
We weren't too happy with the style. It was a bit musty inside.
To me, it felt just too big.
But just as they started to get frustrated in their search, they opened the door to a real winner.
This is gorgeous. I love the color.
And now the pressure's on us to help them find the money to pay for it.
Do you guys have any idea what you spend on food per month on average?
helping Eric and Natalie find their dream car at a price that's down to earth. We've challenged them to find a used car that drives like a new one. And just as they're about to give up, it looks like they've found a winner.
This is gorgeous.
Right. I love the color.
Handles like a car, which is really nice, but I'm sitting up high like a van.
We found a car that we're really interested in. We think it'll be perfect for us, but we just don't know if we can afford it.
So it's time to move from the street to their home.
Come on in, girls. Welcome to the kitchen.
We've looked over their finances and found a number of changes Natalie and Eric can make that will help them find money for that car.
Do you guys have any idea what you spend on food per month on average?
Not really.
Can you take a guess? Rough estimate.
600, 700.
It's a little higher.
It's actually almost $1,000. Like so many people, Natalie and Eric aren't sticking to a plan when it comes to groceries. As a result, they're spending double the average for couples.
Well, it's a little confronting. It definitely calls to attention how much money you're really going through that you don't need to.
After cleaning up their food expenses, it's time to clean up their finances.
So you guys have 2 credit cards you use on a regular basis. Natalie, you pay yours off in full every month, we noticed. And Eric, not so much all the time. You are paying a lot of interest.
Oh, really? I don't know.
All those interest charges set Eric back about $400 a year.
I just didn't know how much, and I didn't really want to know how much I was spending.
So we're finding money for that car everywhere. But what if you're looking for another way to get around town? Well, we've got that covered as well.
If you live in the city, you might not even need a car. We're heading to our favorite park all the way across town to see who gets there fastest. I'm taking a scooter. I'm walking. I love riding my cruiser bike.
I'm driving, but I'm not using my own car. I'm using a car share program.
I'm taking the bus. Ready, set, go!
If you're taking transit like Sandra, make sure you check into monthly or yearly passes and ask your employer if they offer fare saver programs.
It can cost up to $8,000 a year to own and operate a vehicle. And even if you have a car, try walking instead.
Biking is faster than walking. I can burn calories and it cuts back on air pollution.
You can burn anywhere up to 400 calories an hour. And of course, there is no charge for parking. That's about a $10 savings every day.
This only costs me a tiny bit to charge every night. Plus, the city lets me park it for free, and I'm having so much fun.
In fact, it will cost you about 10 cents to charge your electric scooter. And that will give you a range of 30 to 40 miles.
Most car share programs require you to pay an annual fee. This one's around $100. And then I pay for my usage as well, which is great because I'm only using a car a few hours a week.
An average car share will cost you around $5 per hour to use.
Wow, and the first person here.
The scooter came first at just 16 minutes and 50 seconds.
We made it.
Biking was the next quickest at 18 minutes and 1 second.
Guys, beat me.
So it looks like the pedal power beat the lead foot in busy city traffic, with the car share pulling in third.
44:31.
Walking took almost 45 minutes. And busing took the longest by far.
Over an hour. I think smart cookies all need scooters. I think so. In pink.
That's right, in pink. We'll have a scooter game.
Love it.
We have one more big money issue to tackle with Natalie and Eric. They're taking out $1,000 a month in cash, and they don't even know where it's going.
It's probably something you guys can, cut in half and start putting it towards the car payments.
Choosing their car over miscellaneous spending could save them $500 a month. It's simply a matter of asking themselves the rather factor question.
Would you rather be spending that money on stuff that you can't remember or putting it towards your new family vehicle?
Family vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good choice.
I think we can discipline ourselves, yeah?
But will it be enough to allow them to make those payments and take their baby home in safety and style?
So we brought the rest of the cookies here to share some news.
Wow.
When we met met Eric and Natalie, they were looking for a car to accommodate their growing family and shrinking income. So we challenged them to find something used, and they found a beauty.
Gorgeous.
The question is, did our search for hidden money come up with the $650 a month they'll need to make the payments?
Hello.
We all showed up to check out their dream car.
We brought the rest of the cookies here to share some great news and to talk about how your week's been, and more importantly, all the money that we found you.
So here's their new monthly savings. We've reined in their cash and dining out expenses, saving them $500 a month. We found another $200 in grocery money, and transferring to a no-charge checking account will pocket them another $50, adding up to a total of $750 a month. So they'll have enough for the payment and a little left over for gas.
It was
great.
easy.
Yeah.
Did you think it was possible?
No.
No, we didn't even know where our money was going without your help.
It's great to hear how easy it'll be for us to just make a few changes and be able to save a whole lot more money every month.
Thanks for making us
Thank
grown-ups
you.
finally.
And on that note, we've got something to help them take the little one home.
That is awesome, girls. Thank you.
So off they go, taking their dream car for one more test drive.
Aww.